Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. This is another question that was submitted by a viewer. Thanks to BD for this one. How does confusion in the ranks work with Hexproof? Now, I can think of a couple of really interesting questions involving these concepts. There wasn't any one specific one that was being asked about, so I'll just go through all of them. Before we get started, we're going to need a couple of tools in order to help us make our approach. The first one is to notice that with confusion in the ranks, the only creature that gets targeted is the one that's getting exchanged. The one that's entering the battlefield is not a target of confusion in the ranks ability. Therefore, a creature with hexproof that's entering the battlefield will be getting exchanged as long as there's another thing to exchange it with. It doesn't matter that it has hexproof for the purposes of this triggered ability resolving. It works exactly the same. So that's the first kind of interesting thing. But the next one is really nice. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this rule here, which says that if Amy controls confusion in the ranks, Amy is always considered to be the controller of confusion in the ranks triggered ability. It's a little bit weird to think that there can be a situation where Nick is choosing the targets for an ability that Amy controls, but hey, weird stuff happens in Magic all the time, so I guess this is just one of them. Knowing that, it's actually kind of cool how this will work with Hexproof. Amy, controlling confusion in the ranks, is able to target her own creatures with Hexproof, so if Nick plays a creature, Amy can target that, which means that Nick can have Amy target her own hexproof creature and take control of it. The converse is not true, so if Amy controls confusion in the ranks, she is not able to target Nick's creatures with hexproof, which means that if Amy plays a creature, she cannot choose Nick's creature with hexproof to switch with it. So that's kind of cool how that works out. One other thing that I wanted to point out with confusion in the ranks is that it is affected by its own ability, which means that it might be a little bit better of a workaround for creatures with hexproof than you might have initially thought. If your opponent has an enchantment, any enchantment at all, when you play confusion in the ranks, that'll switch confusion in the ranks with any enchantment that your opponent controls that you want. And then they'll be in the one in that kind of precarious situation where their own creatures with hexproof are fair game, but yours are not. Thanks for the question. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.